Hey there. A while ago I did a cover of Blind by Korn in standard tuning on a 6-string guitar. In that video I got quite a few comments and requests asking me to make a tutorial and a tab for it. So in this video I will teach you how to play Blind in standard tuning on a 6-string guitar. There is a tab linked in the description below, so please download that. And without further ado, let's get to it. So we're going to start off with this iconic intro riff that sounds like this. Okay, so it's just one chord shape. It's the 5th fret on the A string, 6th fret on the D string, and 7th fret on the G string. So, okay, and you just strum it 4 times. That thing overall does 10 times before there's any changes. So you have to do this 10 times before there's a riff change. So after you play that intro part 10 times, we change to this variation. So it would sound like this. Okay, so this little riff that you put in between, it's the open A string palm muted, and then you're going to hit the 8th fret on the A string, 9th fret on the D string, then you palm mute the open A string again, and then you move that shape up 1 fret to the 9th and 10th frets on the A and D string. So like that. So after that, we're going to intersperse essentially the main riff with this dissonant chord. So let me demonstrate what I mean. I'm going to go. Okay, so it's the same chord at the beginning. And then we're just all on the A string. We're going to go open, 2nd, open, 3rd, open, 2nd, open, 3rd. So. Okay, you do that 4 times overall, and on the last time, instead of doing this chord, you do this chord. So that is the 6th fret on the low E string, the 6th fret on the A string, and then the 8th fret on the D string, and that's all palm muted. And then that leads us into the main riff. If you have an octave pedal or whammy pedal, something like that, you can put an octave below, and this riff will sound basically exactly the same as the original. It's just an octave above on the A string. They have like a low A on their 7 strings. So if you want to make it sound more authentic, then you can whack that on for that riff there. So now we're on to the main riff. It's pretty repetitive, but there is slight variation sort of in the middle. So you're going to do 4 times of this. Okay, so that is, it's the same frets as the part before. So it's open, 2nd, open, 3rd, open, 2nd, open, 3rd, and then up to the 6th fret. And the whole time you're sort of doing this shape. So 2nd fret, 2nd fret, 4th fret. So I'm going from the open, low E string and A string palm muted. This whole riff is palm muted, by the way. So I'm bouncing between the open E and open A on a chug, and then you do this power chord shape here. And that's back up to the 6th fret where we were before. So you're going to do that whole riff 4 times. And on the 4th time, you stop after this. And there's like a little pause of silence. And then we go back to the riff again. Basically another 4 times. And then after that, there's this variation. Okay, and that only happens once. So it's, you're going to hit the 3rd fret power chord, and then you're going to hit a couple of open chugs, and then it goes back to the sort of normal riff where it would be. So it's 3, open, 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 3, and then open, 2, open, 3, and back up to 6. So. And then basically you'd finish it off by playing the main riff 3 more times. And that's the end of the intro. Moving on to the verse riff, this is super easy. You just do this. Okay, so it's just 2 chords, and you play those 2 chords 4 times overall. So it's the 5th fret, 5th fret, and then 7th fret and 7th fret on the bottom 4 strings. So 5, 5, 7, 7. And you move that up to the 6th fret. And that's it for both verses. Next comes the chorus, which sounds like this. It's kind of a weird riff. I'll break it down slowly. So we're starting off with the same power chord shape we've been using throughout. So 5, 5, and 7. So 5, 5, and then up to 6, and then back up down to 5. So, and then you're going to go 5, 5, 6, and then you're going to change to this shape, which is the 4th fret on the low E string and the 3rd fret on the A string. So it's quite tricky to go. And then the second time it's the same except for the ending chord. So this one, you're going to move the same shape down to the 4th fret that you've been using. So it's the same shape, just down to the 4th fret. The third time is the same as the first time. So back to that 4 and 3. And then the last time is different. So it's the 4 and 3, but this time on the A and D strings. And you ring that out for like a pause before it goes back to the verse. So the second verse and second chorus are exactly the same as the first verse and first chorus. Then we come to the middle riff, which is basically the same as the main riff. And you just do that 8 times during the sort of rapping section. After that comes the breakdown, which goes like this. Okay, that's going to do 4 times of that. So you basically just hit all the strings. It's just kind of like a random bit of noise like this. And then you go to the same strumming pattern as the beginning. It's the same chord shape as the beginning, but it's just on a different fret. So instead of being on the 5th fret, we move that chord shape up to the 11th fret. So it's 11, 12, 13 on the A, D, and G strings. And that's that section. After that part comes the sort of next breakdown, the heavy breakdown, which is the same as the verse essentially, but there's a bit of a difference at the end. So you're going to do these chords again. You do that 3 times, and on the 4th time, you do this. Okay, so it goes from the 5th fret down to the 3rd fret, same shape, and then you're going to palm mute and go. Okay, so down, 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 up, or you could down pick the whole thing. After the breakdown comes the outro riff. It's the same as the main riff, but with a variation of the chord. So you're going to do this part. And you do that 7 times. So it's the same riff as before, but you're doing the 5, 6, 7 on the A, D, and G strings. You're doing this dissonant chord shape instead of the power chord shape. So you're going to go. You do that 7 times, and on the 8th time, you go back to the original power chord shape on the 6th fret. So the whole outro riff sounds like this. After that, we come to the sort of weird, funky hip hop outro. It's quite tricky to do because you've got to do this weird pinch harmonic, but it goes like this. Okay, so it's the 16th fret on the B string, and you bend it up with a pinch harmonic, and then you do this sort of double stop bend. So it's the 15th fret on the G string and the 13th fret on the B string, and you bend up the G string and hit them both together like that. So and that just repeats until it fades out, and that's the end of the song. So there you have it. I hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, then please like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments below what songs you'd like me to do in the future in standard tuning. If you're interested in taking a one-on-one guitar lesson with me, then please get in touch. My email address is linked in the description below. You can also find links to my session guitar playlist, my production playlist, and my band Hound in the description below. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Cheers.